Next, we want to give special recognition to some of our movement trailblazers, people who not only lead, but inspire. Their courage and their example have set the tone for what is electorally possible when we lead boldly and unapologetically.
All right, I have the great honor to talk to us all about Tim Meegan. Yes. And our Alderwoman of the 33rd Ward, Rosana Rodriguez Sanchez. All right, so a little bit more about Tim Meegan. Tim Meegan has taught social studies for 21 years, including 12 years at Roosevelt High School in Albany Park. Give it up for Roosevelt High School. In 2015, Tim ran for alderman of the 33rd Ward. After the election, the campaign morphed into 33rd Ward Working Families. Yes, Tim is married to Janet Meegan, an organizer and public education active advocate, active in Badass Moms and Raise Your Hands, and their two boys are now 19 and 14. Give it up for Tim Meegan. And our next honoree, before I call them all up together, Rosana Rodriguez Sanchez. Rosana's first fight was to reclaim the water that the U.S. Navy was stealing from her community when she was 6. Later, it was resisting austerity at the University of Puerto Rico and fighting privatization. In Chicago, she worked with the youth at Albany Park Theater Project to uplift the struggles of immigrant working class neighbors and brought the youth into these important fights. She worked on Tim Meegan's campaigns, and then she became a founder of 33rd Ward Working Families. Yes. I love reading the next line. Y'all ready? After defeating the Mel Dynasty. I'm gonna say it again because it sounded so good. After defeating the Mel Dynasty, when elected alderperson of the 33rd Ward in 2019, she introduced treatment non-trauma to create a new way of addressing mental health crises without police. While in office, she has passed the Bodily Autonomy Sanctuary City Ordinance, a ceasefire resolution, a labor peace agreement, in addition to fighting for funding for public health, i.e. she's a badass. Rosana is Marcel's mom, and she fights for a kinder world for everyone. It isn't enough to just win, you have to bring people together along the way.
And our last Movement Trailblazer Award nominee is former Alderman and now Chicago Park District CEO, Carlos Ramirez Rosa. As many of you may or may not know, I got involved politically more formally in 2016 at the start of Bernie Sanders' presidential campaign. And I met former Alderman Ramirez Rosa. It's so hard to not say Alderman Rosa anymore. I met our comrade Carlos very, very personally in 2016 when he helped show me the way and said we were going to be fighting together to elect a revolutionary as our next president of the United States. And when we were knocking on doors in Iowa, he said, Anthony, I know that you want to fight for revolution. So when you get back to Chicago, I want you to join our organization, United Neighbors of the 35th Ward. And ever since that fateful moment, I have been proud to be a leader of our organization. As a son of Logan Square, and now as an alderman of the 35th Ward, thank you, Carlos, for helping me join our revolutionary movement. Carlos Ramirez Rosa, a queer Latino democratic socialist and lifelong Chicagoan, made history as the first socialist elected to the Chicago City Council in a century when he became 35th Ward Alderman in 2015. A deportation defense organizer before his election, Carlos worked alongside grassroots movements for justice, passing landmark laws like one fair wage, empowering communities for public safety, and the Northwest Side Housing Preservation Ordinance. He advanced a model of local governance where residents have real power, creating a community-driven zoning process that gives people a direct say in shaping their neighborhoods. He also fought to tax the rich, address climate change, and protect undocumented immigrants. Carlos was Illinois State Vice Chair for Bernie Sanders' 2020 campaign and has been recognized by Chicago Magazine, Chicago Reader, and The Nation for his progressive leadership in advancing equity and justice for all. He continues his work now as the new General Superintendent of the Chicago Park District. Please give a huge round of applause for Carlos Rosa. So next we just want to take a little group picture with the 5 of us, and then we're going to ask Tim Megan to speak. So the 3 of our awardees are keynote addressees. So Tim is going to speak first, then Rosanna, and then Carlos. So let us take a picture, and then we'll kick it off to Tim.
I didn't prepare anything, because I'm not running for office, and I don't. I just want to say thank you. I've never won an award for teaching.
We love you!
I ran for alderman because I wanted to protect my school. I'm sorry. At the time when Rob was mayor, he was trying to close hundreds of schools. We were definitely on the chopping block. I know Patty Pritzker, who's on the board, had toured our school in the middle of the night over spring break. There are no Republicans in Chicago, or there are not enough to, numerically count. And so the Democrats, had carte blanche, and the Mel family had been in power for decades. And when I saw Dick Mel get elected, immediately retire, and then have Rob appoint his daughter as his replacement, and then he appointed his chief of staff to fill her position in the State House, I was just incensed. And for me, and I'm still doing this work. I'm still teaching kids that social studies education is a tool, right? Learning, of course, is wonderful for its own sake, but there have to be practical applications to what you're learning. And, one of the things I wanted to teach the criteria for how our schools were being judged was completely unfair. And, a high poverty school is going to have lower test scores, especially when a lot of kids, English is their second language, and they're judging our school and dragging us in through the mud because of the students we serve. And I love that school. It taught me how to teach. And my point, I guess, and I'll wrap it up shortly, my point is that I wanted to protect my school that I loved, and the students that were in it that I loved, and also lead by example, teach them no politician is untouchable. No political pundit. Nobody's calling Death Knell low-hanging fruit, you know what I'm saying? Nobody thought she could be beaten, and we showed that she could be beaten. That's right. I'm so grateful to Rosanna for finishing. And I want you all to remember that. No politician is untouchable. People power always beats money power. And I teach my students now, right? The weapons, the best weapons we have to fight for what is right, to fight for ourselves and each other, the strike, the boycott, and our solidarity. We have to organize on a local level. We have to organize our schools, organize our workplaces, organize our communities, and nobody can beat that. You cannot beat that. And so, I guess that's all I have to say. So thank you so much for I also just want to thank my wife for holding it down at home while I was working and running for office and doing all this stuff for the union at the same time. She was an amazing activist and organizer in her own right. The neighborhood schools fair at Clemente High School was awesome. And you know, I just want to recognize her as well. So thank you.
These feelings. What do I do with the feelings? I'm so glad that Team Megan made it here today. And Team, I want you to know that you started an incredible movement in the 33rd Ward, and we continue to organize it, and we work so hard. And you ran because you wanted to protect Roosevelt High School. And I wish you could see how good care we're taking of Roosevelt High School. We used that TIF money that you hated. We used that TIF money and we built an athletic field for a school that was founded 100 years ago and never had a home game until last year when we inaugurated their athletic field. And today, I got the news that we're going to remodel the gym and we're going to use $2.5 million from the TIF fund to give the babies at Roosevelt a new gym. And they so deserve it. So, Tim, I promise you that we are going to continue taking care of Roosevelt, and that the work that you did inspired so many of us, and it's still going really, really strong, and we're gonna keep it going strong. I am so happy to be here tonight and see all of you and have a moment to celebrate, because it's so dire and it's so terrible. When we wake up and we look at the news and we see how far we have fallen into fascism. And then at the same time, we look around and we look at our community and we can be so proud of what we have built, right? One thing that I am particularly grateful for is that I am a member of an independent political organization that doesn't forget about anybody. We don't leave anybody behind. So when there is a leadership in the Democratic Party that doesn't want to touch Palestine, they don't want to talk about that, we don't care, right? We defend Palestinians and we humanize Palestinians. And we do that with our trans siblings. When the leadership of the Democratic Party doesn't want to talk about that, I don't care that they don't want to talk about that. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to protect trans people because it is our duty to protect trans people. And we can keep going, right? Being a founding member and a part of 33rd Ward Working Families is one of my proudest achievements. I never, ever thought that I would be in office. And I am in office because a collective of people that care deeply about our communities decided collectively that I was fit to do that. I didn't think I was, to be honest with you. I did not see myself as somebody that could hold office. Now I know that I am the right person to do this work. But I know I am the right person to do this work because I have a group of people who have built me up, who have loved me, who have supported me, and then who have expected greatness from me. They have expected me to stand with movement. They have expected me to do right by movement. And that's exactly what I have done. So we have been able to build a super strong political organization that is a force to be reckoned with, because we have done it together, and because my organization knows that they can count on me. We have actually never been on a different page. We know what our politics are, and we keep going together. And we are going to continue doing that. We are going to continue building movement. We are going to continue building a bench, because I'm not gonna be alderman forever, I promise you that. That's not my ministry. But we are building the generation that is coming to take over those seats and to do the visionary work that we have been doing for so long. We cannot be scared of this moment. It is hard, and it is difficult, and it is sometimes really discouraging. But we cannot be scared, because we have each other. And because we know what building movement looks like. We are strong, and we are so damn smart. And we are going to continue building incredible things together. So I am so grateful that you are here tonight, and I am so grateful that you have chosen to build with us. And I am very much looking forward to what we are going to accomplish together. We are going to defeat fascism, and we are going to have a society that cares for each one of us. Thank you.
Good evening. Buenas noches. It is so good to be with all of you tonight. To be surrounded by beloved community. To be with neighbors, compañeras, compañeros, movement builders, elders, and young people. All who carry the spark of what is possible. Tonight, we mark 10 years since we came together to build something bold and beautiful in our communities. 10 years of United Neighbors of the 35th Ward. 10 years of 33rd Ward working families. 10 years of organizing struggle and building power from the bottom up. And we are gathered here on May Day, International Workers' Day, a day born right here in Chicago. Give it up for that. A day that reminds us that our struggle is part of a long legacy. A legacy written by immigrants and women, socialists and radicals, by workers and dreamers, by people who, like us, believed a better world was not only possible, but necessary. One of those people was Avondale's very own Lucy Gonzalez Parsons, a fierce Black and Mexicana woman, a labor organizer and freedom fighter whose memory we honor not just in name, but in action. Lucy was widowed when her husband, Albert Parson, was martyred by the state for the Haymarket Uprising. But despite the vicious state repression that she and her husband faced, Lucy never stopped striving for freedom. And I want you to hear that again. Despite the vicious state repression that she and her husband faced, Lucy never stopped striving for freedom. She organized seamstresses. She demanded bread and roses. She marched with the unemployed, and she declared boldly, "Let us set aside our differences and set our faces toward the future, because there is no power on earth that can stop women and men determined to be free." Lucy taught us that struggle is long and justice is never given. It is won through relentless organizing and the determination and love of the people. So, 10 years ago, we came together in Albany Park, Avondale, Hermosa, Irving Park, and Logan Square. We were carrying forward Lucy's legacy. We were planting a seed. In the 35th Ward, we called it United Neighbors because we believed in bringing people together to tackle our shared concerns. And in the 33rd Ward, we called it Working Families
because we understood that politics must be rooted in the struggle of those whose labor creates all wealth and whose hands, hearts, and intellect sustain the city. And what we didn't know back then, what none of us could have fully imagined, was how much that seed would grow. Back in 2015, y'all took a chance on a 26-year-old deportation defense organizer. And I've talked about this before. What the hell were you thinking? But the truth is, you weren't just electing me. You were electing us. You were electing our movement. You were putting your trust in a new kind of politics, one rooted in love, rooted in struggle, and in solidarity. And since then, together, we have built something powerful. We built the Lucy Gonzalez Parsons apartments in Logan Square, and the Maria Elena Cienfuentes apartments in Albany Park. Housing that allows working class families to live with dignity and stability. We strengthened our city sanctuary policies so that no one in the city of Chicago is afraid to call 911 because of their immigration status, and so that no one is afraid to access abortion or gender-affirming care within our city limits. We passed the Empowering Communities for Public Safety Ordinance, which led to the erasure of the gang database, and to ensure that Chicagoans will have a real say in how our communities are policed. We brought participatory budgeting and participatory democracy to our wards. We challenged and beat the machine, and we won development victories not for luxury developers, but for working people. Sisters and brothers, comrades and friends, we have changed what people believe is possible. Not just in one ward, not just in 2 wards, but across the city. And we did not do this alone. From the very beginning, we knew this was about more than elections. It was about organizing. It was about building lasting infrastructure, rooted in neighborhoods and churches, in tenant unions and local school councils, in street corners and park district field houses. It was about movement work. That's why we created our independent political organizations, not just as a campaign apparatus, but as a political organizing home, a place to train organizers, build relationships, and bring neighbors into the struggle for a better tomorrow. We built not an end unto itself, but a means to an end. Not an end unto itself. Our organizations are not an end unto itself. They are a means to an end. And what is that end? Our collective liberation. And I gotta say, 33rd Ward Working Families, what you built is nothing short of extraordinary. You built a people-powered campaign that defeated the Mal Machine and elected Rosana Rodriguez Sanchez, a fierce Boricua socialista, a mama, an organizer whose work has inspired people far and beyond. You didn't just elect an alderperson, you built a platform for transformative governance, and you've kept it alive every single day since. Together, we have shown that movement politics can win, that the people can govern, that working class people, renters, immigrants, queer folks, youth, elders can shape the future of Chicago. But not everyone has liked that. In 2019 and 2023, the moneyed interests came for us, and oh, did they come for us. They tried to poison the soil, to chop down our tree. They spent hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to smear us and divide us. And guess what? They lost. They lost because our roots are deep. Because what we have built wasn't about one person or one election cycle. It was about all of us. It was about 10 years of canvases and community meetings. It was about mutual aid and phone trees and policy teach-ins. It was about organizing. And yes, the rich, they're at it again. The powerful, they don't give up easily, but neither do we. And we are just getting started. We still have to ensure that our undocumented neighbors are protected, not criminalized or terrorized. That our trans and queer youth are loved, not legislated against. That every single child in Chicago can breathe clean air, walk to a fully funded public school, and come home to a safe, affordable home. So we're not just celebrating 10 years tonight, we are recommitting, sisters and brothers, we are recommitting. We are recommitting to each other, to the work, to the struggle. We are recommitting to the tree that we planted, to the soil that we tend together. Because we know, we know that this city can be something more. We've seen the fruit already of the seeds we've planted, we've tasted it. And the tenants who've organized and won, and the classrooms kept open by the teachers who fought, and the seniors who could stay in the neighborhood they helped build, and the neighbor who came to one meeting and then another meeting and now leads the charge, and the fierce, unyielding voices of people who defy fascism, condemn genocide, and demand a future rooted in justice for everyone! For everyone! That is the fruit of the seed that we have planted. That is the reason, and that is the future that we are building. And now, just like we've always done, we keep planting. We keep planting alongside Congresswoman Delia Ramirez and State Senator Graciela Guzman. We keep planting alongside Alderwoman Jessie Fuentes. We keep planting alongside our new Alderman Anthony Quesada. And we keep planting next to our next County Commissioner, Jessica Vasquez. We keep organizing. We keep dreaming. Because a city rooted in care, in solidarity, in abundance, it's not a slogan. It's something we have been growing for 10 years. And we're just getting started. We're just getting started. We're just getting started. We are just getting started. We are just getting started. Happy International Workers' Day. Thank you. I love all of you so much. Let's keep going. Venceremos.
Thank you so much, Carlos.